Hello, in today's video, we're going to be talking about another parable. This parable is the parable of the bags of gold, or the parable of the talents. It's been about 4 months since I've done my last parable video, so this is going to be interesting. This parable, like similar parables in the past, is about the kingdom of heaven. It begins with the kingdom of heaven is like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. So let's make the direct comparison now and describe what's happening here. So this man going on a journey is Jesus, and he called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. So now that we have that, I'm going to read this, not going to read all of it, but I'm going to break down what generally happens. So that this master gives 3 of his servants different amounts of gold. So to one servant he gives 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags of gold, to another 1 bag of gold. The person given 5 bags of gold and 2 bags of gold, those 2 people gain 5 more and 2 more respectively. The third person does not gain another bag of gold, and his master, he gives this dumb excuse, and this master is not satisfied with it. So to those 2 people who were faithful and who actually gained more bags, he says, well done, good and faithful servants, okay? But to the last person, he says, you wicked, lazy servant. It's not that he wasn't successful in getting another bag of gold, it's that he wasn't faithful in doing so. He made this dumb excuse that was insignificant and the master did not buy. But anyways, this servant was thrown into the darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay, so let's make this applicable to our lives right now. What does this mean? Well, Jesus is the man going on this journey, right? And he's entrusted us with different amounts of wealth, different types of wealth, whatever you want to call it. Maybe amounts, maybe types, right? Doesn't matter whatsoever. We're given the wealth, we're given the talents, we're given the abilities, whatever it may be in your life. You know what it is, and if you don't, ask God to reveal those talents that he's entrusted to you, and he will in his time, in his manner, in his way. But moving on, God's given us talents, right? The amount, quality, quantity doesn't matter. He's given us it to use for his glory. And going off of that, we can use those talents for 2 things. We can use it for the world, we can use it for his glory. We can build up for ourselves treasures and wealth on this earth, or we can use it for eternal purposes. One's temporary, one's eternal. Right? If we do one that's temporary, it's all going to pass away in the end. The world's going to pass away, we're going to pass away. It's just inevitable, right? But if we use it for eternal purposes, those things are going to last for what? Eternity, right? So it would only make sense that it would be better use of our time, better use of our talents, and better use of our faith to be using those talents for God's glory. So whatever your talents may be, singing, dancing, poetry, acting, you name it. Those are just some of them. I named a lot of artistic ones. But anyways, whatever your talents may be that God has given you, let's do our best to use them for his glory, for eternal purposes, rather than for temporal ones, so that in the end of time, we will be said, or God will say to us, good and faithful servant, well done.